Hi everyone! The US stock indices closed in the red on Thursday. Wall Street was rather volatile due to a mixed fundamental background. Futures for US stocks were also down in the Asian session. Australian and Japanese stock markets were volatile as well. Some currencies tried to regain momentum. Let's discuss more events of the Asian session in our video review. Let's start. The rally on Wall Street was fueled by expectations of a less hawkish stance. Investors cherished such hope amid a decline in consumer prices and upbeat earnings reports. They were so confident in a shift to smaller rate hikes that they completely forgot about Jerome Powell's warning made a few weeks ago. Yesterday, the two Fed policymakers stated once again that the Fed's top priority is to push inflation to the 2% target. The Federal Reserve needs to keep raising interest rates until it's sure inflation has hit a ceiling. Minneapolis Fed President Neil Kashkari said the central bank can't be overly persuaded by 1 month's number, he pointed out. James Bullard believes that thus far the change in the monetary policy stance appears to have had only limited effects on observed inflation. To attain a sufficiently restrictive level, the policy rate will need to be increased further, he added. So Bullard does not rule out that the key rate could reach 5 or 7%. This year, the Fed raised the interest rate from almost zero to a range of 3.75–4%. According to the FEDWATCH tool, 80% of traders are betting on a 50 basis point rate increase in December following such hawkish comments. Market participants are also looking forward to the inflation report for December. They fear that monetary tightening by top central banks could lead to a global recession. James Bullard also admitted that if inflation slows down in the next months or quarters, the Fed will probably not raise the rate as high as planned. However, he warned that the economy is walking a tightrope as the Fed raises rates and a strong gust of wind might cause a downturn. Over the week, the US dollar has experienced major sell-offs, logging the sharpest weekly drop. Bears tightened their grip on their greenback due to relatively positive CPI data. As a result, it slumped to 3-month lows. However, the US dollar index was able to slightly recover in the morning thanks to the Fed's hawkish comments and strong retail sales data. It was trading versus its rivals at 106.7 in the Asian session. The US dollar was moving in a narrow range of 106.4–106.8, extending losses. It retreated due to a strong rise in the pound sterling, the yen and the Australian dollar. The dollar-yen pair climbed by more than 1% following James Bullard's comments. However, it declined on Friday morning to 140.1. During the Asian session, the yen was growing, moving from the support level of 139.3 to the resistance level of 140.5. The main driving force for the yen today is inflation data. A weak yen and soaring commodity prices have boosted import costs and a trade deficit. According to reports for October, the core inflation in Japan spiked to 3.6%. This is a 4-decade high. Earlier, Bank of Japan Governor Haruhiko Kuroda stressed that the regulator intended to achieve stable inflation accompanied by wage growth. It appears everything is going according to plan. Besides, today Haruhiko Kuroda once again voiced a strong commitment to an ultra-loose stance. I'm not saying the Bank of Japan cannot raise rates indefinitely. I'm saying that it's inappropriate to raise rates now in light of current economic and price developments, Kuroda pointed out. The Australian dollar seems to have a rather high correlation with the greenback. If the US dollar rolls back, the Aussie gains momentum. On Friday morning, the Australian-American dollar pair managed to advance to a range of 0.66 0.79, 0.67.26 amid the bullish run of the Aussie. Nevertheless, the greenback is heading to the weekly high versus the Aussie for the first time since mid-October. The pair was trading at 0.66.99 in the Asian session. That's all for now. Today, the UK retail sales report is on tap. Apart from that, Christine Lagarde will deliver a speech. Hit the subscribe button and keep close tabs on the latest market developments. See you!